Hello friends. While the Supreme Court aims to settle the series of conflicts, the radical Hindutva brigade is plotting to gain maximum political advantage from the atmosphere of conflict without ending it. Supreme Court Chief Justice D.Y. Chandrachud revealed in an interview to news agency PTI that the 5-member bench, including himself, decided to give a unanimous verdict keeping in mind the long history of the Ayodhya dispute. Temple advocates campaigned fiercely for years that the Mughal emperor demolished the temple that sat at Rama's birthplace and built the Babri Masjid. Advancing the same claim, the Karsevaks demolished the mosque on December 6, 1992. The Justice Librhan Commission, commissioned by the central government to investigate the destruction of the mosque and those responsible for it, in its reports years later found several people, including leaders of the Sangh Parivar, unequivocally responsible. But no action was taken against them based on the report. This negligence has been severely questioned by the Supreme Court itself. Knowing only too well the details of the historically evolved problem plaguing the nation, the Chief Justice and the other justices decided to settle it permanently and bring normalcy between the majority community and the powerful minority community. From Chandrachud's interview, it can be considered that the bench passed the 2019 judgment, which was not justifiable. Many had highlighted it back then also that the judgment was not based on evidence, as there was no evidence to show that the Babri Masjid was built over a temple.
When the 5-judge bench sat to deliberate on the judgment, as we all do before a judgment is pronounced, we all decided unanimously that this will be a judgment of the court, and therefore there was no authorship ascribed to an individual judge. The case had a long history of conflict, of diverse viewpoints, based on the history of the nation, and all of us who were part of the bench decided that this will be a judgment of the court. The court will speak through one voice, and the idea of doing so was to send a clear message that all of us stood together, not only in the ultimate outcome, but in the reasons which were indicated in the judgment. And that was why we decided that this will read as a judgment of the court. Since we decided that this will read as a judgment of the court, it will always remain a judgment of the court, and I'll close my answer with that.
However, it would be dishonest not to raise doubts without questioning the intentions of the honorable judges. As revealed by the Chief Justice, no one's name is highlighted in the historic judgment. However, should it be considered a mere coincidence that the then Chief Justice Ranjan Gogoi, who was part of the bench, became a nominated member of the Rajya Sabha after his retirement? What about the appointment of Justice Abdul Nazir as the governor of Andhra Pradesh by the Modi government? Should we find it a mere coincidence that Justice Ashok Bhushan presided over the National Company Law Appellate Tribunal? As Justice Chandrachud pointed out, anyone who carefully examines historical conflicts can understand what actually happened. The years after the closure of the Babri Masjid by the district administrator of Faizabad on 22nd December 1949 were unfolding one after another the most serious conspiracies. Initially, a locked mosque was opened for temple worship. Then, the Sangh Parivar leaders used the Ram Mandir movement to seize power, and as part of it, thousands of minority community members were massacred in Gujarat. Narendra Modi, who rode on the riots, continued his tenure as the chief minister. In 2014, the country came under Modi's hands and the construction of the temple began on the strength of a court order during his second tenure. Now, Modi himself will inaugurate the temple to ensure a third term. Meanwhile, the Sangh Parivar leadership managed to create confusion by inviting opposition leaders to the function. In other words, while the Supreme Court is aiming to settle a series of conflicts, the fundamentalist Hindutva brigade is trying not to end the atmosphere of conflict and conspiring to gain maximum political benefit from it. A recent example of that is Indresh Kumar, the founder of Muslim Rashtriya Manch, which was set up to bring Muslims into the RSS camp. Indresh Kumar, who released a book on the Ram Mandir at an event attended by the Kerala governor Arif Muhammad Khan, called for chanting of Jai Shri Ram 11 times in all mosques, madrasas and dargahs on the inauguration day of the Ram Mandir. Now, the patriotism of Muslims is to be judged by whether they honor or reject the proposal. I don't think now that many, including the honorable justices, need more proof to understand that the Ram Mandir movement is not a spontaneous expression of the faith of the majority of Hindus in Lord Rama, but a secret conspiracy of maniacal nationalism by the Sangh Parivar. That's all for today. If you like the content we provide, please subscribe to the Upfront and press the bell icon to get notification of all our updates. Please share our videos and educate others. Thank you.